Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So last off season I realized that every single river I was fishing had a trail, a bike trail running alongside it. So last off season was my goal to put together an e-bike that was designed for fishing. So in this video I'm going to walk you through what I did and how I did that. Let's check it out. So this is a Velotric Fold 1. The Fold 1 Pluses just came out this year, so I got the older model on a discount, but I got this at my local bike shop. I was really kind of dead set on getting it from the local shop so that if anything went wrong, I was able to take it back there and get it maintenanced. Also, they assembled it for me, so really recommend getting it from the local shop, but you can get them online as well if you know what you're doing with the e-bikes. So there's a couple mods that I did do to this that I want to walk through. But first, just a few things about the bike itself. Now again, Velotric, the brand to me doesn't really matter. That's just what they had. But there are two things here about the bike that make this, for me, good for fishing, or for using what I'm using it for, which is wade fishing. The first is it's a step through, so there's no bar here. So I'm able to just step right through, and it's easy to get on and off of. And that's really important because I'm usually wearing waders when I'm out. So, you know, that makes it so much easier to get on and off this thing when you have waders on. The second thing is that it folds. So I have a RAV4. I don't have a truck. So for me, this is essential in getting it in and out of the hatch, is that it folds up and is much more easier for me to transport. Now that may not be an issue for you if you have a truck. By all means, you wouldn't need that fold feature, but for me that helps a lot. So some of the mods I have on this, it's pretty minimal. It came pretty standard, but there are a few that are essential. The first was, at least for this model, was the suspension seat post. So for me, that was a major upgrade. I took it out once before I got that, and it was a little bit bumpy. It was a little bit hard. So once I upgraded to that suspension seat post, it really made the experience much, much better. Secondly, I added some rod holders, which again is pretty essential if you are turning this into a fishing machine. I got these from Amazon. You can see that it clamps right to the frame here, so it's really sturdy, and I really like them. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is the clearance of the poles if you put them in there. So I would definitely recommend a two-piece rod, but if I'm being honest, I do usually use a one-piece and I get away with it. The trails I'm running have enough clearance overhead that I'm not hitting any trees or anything with my rods. But again, your mileage may vary, so I would definitely recommend a two-piece rod, because usually when I'm running this, I'm doing for smallmouth, so I have a 6.6 rod. So again, I've gotten lucky and it hasn't been an issue, but I can definitely see it being an issue in certain trails that maybe I haven't frequented yet. So just keep that in mind. But I only have two on there. That's really all I need when I go out. Honestly, I don't even use both of them most of the time, but I have two just in case. Sometimes I'll take a spin rod and a fly rod, but they stick right in there and it's real nice. So I do also have a pack here that I keep some things in. A bike lock, essential, because you get to a spot and sometimes you have to walk down to the stream or to the river, and I can't see my bike. I have to just trust that no one's going to mess with it. So this really helps. Doesn't make it foolproof, but I mean, if someone wants to steal a bike in the middle of the woods and drag that thing out of there, then there's not much I'm going to do about it anyway. So, but this really, really helps. You lock it up. I keep the key on me when I go down to the river, and then when I come back up, it's there. What else I got in here? I got a tire inflator. I think I got from Lowe's or Home Depot, one of them, but definitely handy to have. If your tires go flat mid-trip, you definitely want to be able to do that. I have an extra pair of socks just because wet wading sometimes I want dry, and then I have some sunscreen. So I mean, by all means, you can put whatever you need in there. That's what I have. That's what satisfied me for this trip. I have a phone holder just in case I want to use GPS or have something like that there. I don't use it all the time, but it's there. A few other small mods here that I forgot to mention is I did upgrade the seat. I think it's a grandma seat. I don't really care. I have no shame. I'd rather look stupid and have my butt not hurt. So it's much more comfortable than the stock seat that came with it. I also did buy a pair of padded bicycle shorts from Amazon. Admittedly, I don't really like them much. They're a little bulky. Feels like I have a diaper on or something, but it does work. So if you're out, if you know you're going to be out for a couple of hours, it's hidden through the waders, so it's not like anyone can see it, but it just feels kind of bulky especially when I'm wading out into the river. But again, if you're not used to riding a bike 2-3 hours on the trail, your butt will definitely hurt for sometimes a couple days. So you got to take precaution if you don't want that to happen. I also have a bungee cable here that holds my net in place. So when I'm riding, I keep my sling on that holds all of my tackle and stuff. But the net will sometimes dangle, and I don't like that. So I will just tie that to the top with the bungee cable till I get to the next spot. I also put a water bottle in this section here. And that's really it. I've contemplated getting an extra battery that I think would fit inside the bag, but they're pretty expensive, so I haven't gotten to that point yet. This thing gets roughly about 40 miles, I would say. That's if I'm pedaling. So this has pedal assist, plus it has the throttle here at the top. If you use full throttle, you're probably going to get 25 miles at the most. If you use pedal assist, you could probably, I think they advertise 45, but it's probably a little less than that. But I've never had any issues. Every trip I've gone out, I had about two bars of battery left. So that works out really well. One thing you definitely need to know is what class this is, and you need to check your local regulations because not every trails allow e-bikes, for one, and two, if they do allow them, they allow the class 2, I believe. But again, you need to look that up in your certain area. That's just what applied to me. A big thing is just don't abuse it. Don't be going 30 miles an hour just because you can. I mean, you're out there on the trails. It's supposed to be an enjoyable experience. I don't think I've ever gone above 15 miles an hour. It's a gravel drive. I have poles on me. You want to be able to respect the other riders and the other people on the trail. So just really keep that in mind. But this is what I'm running. It was a really cool upgrade for me. I would hike, but before I would hike down in, and I was able to get pretty far. But this is really taking it to another level. So I've really enjoyed it. If you have any questions, just shoot them in the comments. I'd love to see your bikes too, if you guys have kind of modded your own. And I'll be running this again this year, so you'll see them in the videos. So that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching.